Need to smash Usyk, you never know. It could be.
Well, hopefully that doesn't happen, but yeah.
Yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen. I mean, for boxing is good that fight happened. It's a huge fight, but you never know. But they told me I should be ready to jump in if something happened.
And you retire if you don't beat the bar.
Of course, man. How I can live with that? I think, like I said to this guy, I think I'm the best, and I'm working hard. I'm 18 years in this sport, working like a fucking maniac. So if I lose to Dubois, fuck that shit, man. I'm obviously I'm not good how think that I am, so I'm retiring.
And those are the words of Filip Hrgovic, as we just heard. If he loses to Daniel Dubois, he will retire because he is not as good as he thinks he is. Let me counterpunch. First off, that's a bold statement. Like, forget about the 5 versus 5 and all that other stuff, because you're saying that you're going to retire and you've never actually been officially defeated. And you're going to retire. That shows a lot. That says a lot. Well, it says, it shows him being confident enough to say that because he doesn't think he's going to lose. Okay, so let's just put that on the table. Put that on the table, right? Add that up. But him saying that Daniel Dubois, hey, well, obviously I'm not as good as I thought I was, and F that stuff. I can't beat Dubois, and then, because Dubois has been beaten by Usyk and Joe Joyce. And let's break this down for a minute. I think Filip Hrgovic feels he's going to beat Daniel Dubois. But to say what he said in pretense, if I lose, I retire. Why? Why would you say that? Simply because I know he doesn't believe it, but then you have to be careful what you say. Okay, speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it, right? So, because if Daniel Dubois beats Filip Hrgovic, would it be such an upset? That's the question you ask yourself. Would it be that much of an upset? Why? Why would it be, or why wouldn't it be? I don't think it would be. Why? Because Filip Hrgovic is known to get hurt, and Daniel Dubois has punching power. Styles make fights. Shit happens. You're throwing punches. That's how it goes down sometimes. Anybody can get caught in the heavyweight division, and that happens from time to time. So for Filip saying that extreme comment about him and Daniel Dubois, I don't think it is. Let's go deeper. Okay, who is Filip's fault? That Daniel Dubois' fault. Who has he fought? You know what I mean? Has he fought Joe Joyce? No. Has he fought Oleksandr Usyk? No. Has he fought Zhilei Zhang? Well, I mean, Zhilei Zhang hasn't fought Daniel Dubois, so he's out. So, I mean, where's the common opponent between these two guys? What and how and where does Filip get off saying that, hey, I'm obviously, I'm better than Daniel Dubois? You know what I mean? Like, who have you beat that beat him? Unless he's beat Usyk or Joe Joyce, why are we even having this conversation that I'm so ions above Daniel Dubois? I don't think that's fair, but of course, that shows confidence. That shows that he feels that he's better. We will know if he's better on the day. But understand, you have to be careful of what you say. Bars. Why? Because you hear Filip talking a lot of stuff. You hear Daniel saying what he's going to say. I got a video coming on Daniel Dubois himself with his own comments and his own opinion. But, him saying that I'm going to retire and you've never lost a professional fight just because you feel you're better than Daniel Dubois, I don't think so. I don't think that's the case at all. Because see what happens if Daniel Dubois nails Filip Hrgovic and hurts Filip Hrgovic, and he's not Zhilei Zhang. He's not 30-something. This guy's in his mid-20s, if that, right? Is he like, what, 24, 25? How old is Daniel Dubois? Young, bro. He's young. He's younger than Hrgovic. So if he knocks out Hrgovic, and he's a better finisher than Zhang, because Zhang was a guy that, yeah, he's a heavy explosive puncher, good counter puncher, but he's not. He doesn't have the closer ability. He can't close. He's not a good finisher. He doesn't put punches together to the degree of stopping people. Yeah, he will knock you out like he did Joe Joyce, but that was only because Joe Joyce got caught and he's slow as molasses in the wintertime. Come on now. We have to look at these fights the way they are. And this fight between Daniel Dubois and Filip Hrgovic is a good matchup. Okay, that's a 50-50 fight if you ask me. You know what I mean? The only thing I question of Daniel Dubois is his mentality. Bars. Because you don't know how much he's going to take or how much he's willing to take before saying, hey, no mas, let me get down. I'm tired of taking these punches. Bees, right? That type of stuff. That's what you have to worry about with Daniel Dubois. Not, his boxing ability. And for the record, him and Don Charles, okay? Don Charles and him are a pretty good duo. And I think he's got a lot better with Don Charles. Yeah, he's improving because he's learning. You know what I mean? Maybe that's why Filip is older and he feels that he's better and all that stuff, but you're talking about a guy that you have never been in the ring with, a guy that you don't really have common opponents with, but you just think you're better than just because you think you're better than. Well, that's just bravado or ego, if you ask me. You know what I mean? So bold statements from Filip Hrgovic, man. I hope he don't have to eat those words, but we will see when they get it on. You guys tell me what you think of Filip Hrgovic stating that he will retire if Daniel Dubois beats him. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!